All right, well, hello and welcome. I'm the Kodiak Broncos Podcast. And real quick, I do just want to give a shout to myself because, to be completely honest, I'm not going to say I didn't see this coming, but you saw me back on this channel in February make a video called Troy Franklin's going for 1,100 yards in 2025. Now, you may not have seen that, and you probably didn't because I've grown a lot since then on YouTube or whatever, but for all the reasons that I said that Troy Franklin would go nuclear this upcoming year, I give myself a big pat on the back. Now, obviously, he needs to prove it during the games, and we need to actually see it during crunch time, and we need to see what he actually looks like while he's, on the field week one, because ultimately, it doesn't matter what he looks like in the preseason. It matters what he looks like against the Titans week one. That being said, check this video out. I said that Troy Franklin would go for 1,100 yards in 2025, and you know what? I'm still going to stand on business. I'm still going to say that. This was before we drafted Harvey. This was before we drafted. This was before we brought Ingram in. This was before literally any additions were made to the Broncos personnel department this offseason. So I do just want to say, patting myself on the back for projecting his upward offseason. Now let's get right into it. Over the middle of the field, he started to get really, really comfortable as the year went on. So I do want to showcase this. And, he's lined up as the boundary, the opposite boundary, or the near side boundary. So just goes over the middle of the field, absolute nuke from Bo Nix right there. And you know what? I think everything that he showed in the back half of the year was a really good launch pad for him, this upcoming year. Ready? Boom. Right over the middle of the field as well. And then I've got reception perception right here. And I know this can get a little wordy. I'm going to try to zoom in best I can. But Matt Harmon, the biggest evaluation, the thing that stuck out to me when I was looking at this in the 2024 draft process was he doesn't look quite comfortable working over the middle. His deep route success rates are stellar, and his curl route success rate will go down as one of the top scores. However, he fell below the prospect average on digs and slants. That will be a roadblock in developing into a high-volume player at the next level, and then goes on to say that Franklin is a difficult evaluation because he does have some nuance to his route running, which is what we saw last year, but the lack of play strength in his frame really haunt him. But we're not seeing a guy anymore who's not using his play strength to the best visibility. Put on 5 to 8 pounds of muscle this offseason. So there's a lot of stuff that I really want to show you guys about Troy Franklin on Twitter. All right, real quick. So I'm just going to begin this by showing this clip from DMVR, which showcases Troy Franklin and everybody's reaction in the DMVR bar to his touchdown last year. I assume a lot of you were feeling the same when he did this during the playoff game, but real quick, I'll show this to you guys. Now, obviously, that was the only thing we had to cheer about in that game, but when I look at Troy Franklin, I think the fact that he had that play last year during the playoff game was a really good launch pad for what he's going to have this upcoming season because, he didn't have to think about everything else that went wrong during his rookie year. And I've said this, I'm going to keep saying it until the season starts probably. It is okay to be disappointed by what Troy Franklin showed during his rookie year because he wasn't your typical fourth-round rookie. He was one of those guys where, he had chemistry with our quarterback who he just drafted that same year. He was mocked a late first, early second guy, even though falling to the fourth round means you're not that level of talent. But with everything else, it is okay to be disappointed with Troy Franklin, but it's okay to also realize that, hey, he was a 21-year-old rookie. Maybe he just wasn't ready for the big chair yet. And it's not, impossible to think that a late-round rookie needed some development or some seasoning regardless of how they were perceived in the media. And he was clearly a guy that the media was higher on than teams were higher on. But last year, Troy Franklin does not make this catch. I'm just going to be completely honest. If you're just looking at this catch from over the middle of the field, I'm sorry. I'm going to frame by frame this so you guys can see. Dude. Y'all see that? Troy Franklin does not make this catch last year. I'm going to be real. I'm just going to be completely honest when I say that. You know what? Let's watch this one more time in full screen. Oh, my God. So, yeah. With Troy Franklin showing off his catch radius on the fourth down conversion, shout out to Carter Dillon for that clip as well. Good contributor for Let's Talk Broncos. Go follow him if you're not. He's a great Twitter follow. I'm just looking at all these clips on Twitter that get everybody hyped. That get everybody mega hyped up. And watch Troy Franklin here. This was actually tweeted out by Benny Fowler. And just watch Troy Franklin here. Look at him. look at him. This number 26 dude had a heck of a game against us. And you know what? Even if Troy Franklin's not a great blocker, which, I mean, his hands are right there, so maybe he did get away with a little something there. But even if he's not like an insanely good blocker, the fact that he's showing effort means Sean Payton will get him on the field, because Sean Payton is one of the 3 coaches in the NFL who I think most embodies no block, no rock, along with Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay. And I'm just going to say that everything around Troy Franklin has been absolutely incredible this past offseason. You know, everybody's talking about how Troy Franklin made a play during training camp, and it seems like we saw that for 2 straight weeks. You know, he has been more stock up than anybody else on this team, in my opinion. And yeah, from OTAs to training camp, you know, Sean Payton even said he's having a good camp, man. His speed, you see his speed and run away. Also mentioned that he's more well-versed in his system and what we were doing on offense. He's working at the Z and the slot. And Troy Franklin does have a heck of an expanded route tree. I do want to give credit to Frankie Abbott on Frankie's film on Let's Talk Broncos for piecing together this cut up. Now, I will say, you guys saw me with Frankie on Engage 8 4 months ago, so yeah, go follow him as well. But yeah, so obviously we've got this nice little over the middle of field catch. Nice pitch and catch from Bo Nix to Troy Franklin. Going to let that play out in real time. And then another thing you're going to notice, the next play is the safety that Bo Nix took. But watch Troy Franklin come wide open. Like there's nobody around him. And yeah, my face cam is blocking Bo Nix right there because, I don't know, the quarterback doing whatever he did on that play is not important. But what is important is that Troy Franklin came open in the middle of the field. And yeah, so yeah, I think this is also the 4th and 5. No. This is the deep over that was slightly underthrown, but oh well, beggars can't be choosers. We've got another one right here where he's just working over the middle of the field, finds a way to get wide open again, and then I think he actually may have not been in the line of sight of Bo right there, but you know, oh my God, that gets me bricked up. Like, how can you not get bricked up over watching this guy? I'm just going to let all these clips play one more time, and I'm going to move my mouse out of the way so you can watch him just run his routes in, you know, whatever, all its glory. But yeah, man, Troy Franklin has had the best offseason of anybody in the Denver Broncos building this past year, and that's without me even seeing how the defensive guys have, you know, progressed. We likely won't see that until the week 1 of the regular season kicks off, but man, oh man, you know, everything with Troy Franklin, like there was a lot of discourse around him last year, and honestly, I couldn't disagree with it. But man, it's okay that our rookie needed a little bit of time. It's okay that he needed a little bit of development. And now, you know what? Troy Franklin is going to be our breakout star this upcoming year. So yeah, that basically does it for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I'm going to let the rest of these play out. But I will see you guys next time. Peace.